So it's really important to learn how to communicate with someone that has dementia. We do Teepa Snow trainings here with all of our caregivers, all of our staff. She's amazing. Someone said, which I think is hilarious, that she's like the Michael Jordan of dementia. So, which I was like, that's hilarious. I love that. And she really is. She's studied dementia for like 40 years. She travels all over the country training anyone who will be trained on how to interact with a loved one or anyone that has dementia. So it's things that you watch her and you're like, oh yeah, of course. But when you're actually trying to interact with someone with dementia, you don't always think of these things. So body language is so important because the way you and I understand each other, someone with dementia does not understand what we're saying. So often it just, all they can hear is maybe the vowels. Everything else sounds like word salad, like just garbled up. So I always tell people all day, any day, you want to use body language, you want to use sign, you want to use touch, sign language, pointing. You never want to just say, hey Joe, I'm gonna come take your shirt off, and then just walk up to them and start unbuttoning their shirt. That would be very invasive. If I came up to you and just started unbuttoning your shirt, you would probably hit me. You know, it's not what you do with someone with dementia. So you really using body language, I'm huge on that. So you show them on yourself, then you point to them. Touch is so important. Again, I always say the opposite of community is isolation, and that's the last thing that you want for any human being, especially our seniors that are living with dementia. So having that human touch is so important. Just sometimes sitting down and saying, of course, always using the verbal, talking slowly, always talking positively. Your tonality is really important. You never want to sound like angry. It's very similar depending on what stage, but you can really gauge it to talking to maybe a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, and where you are having to show them what you're talking about. Using pictures, again, holding, showing them what you're going to do, introducing yourself, asking, can I hold your hand? Simple things like that make such a big difference. And then we do a lot of training on de-escalation. We do a lot of redirecting, but always keeping it like very positive, very simple. I wouldn't ever say, what do you want for dessert? I would come up and I would give you a chocolate cake or strawberry and show you and let you pick. So we have to just keep it simple and not make it confusing, kind of slow down, which is hard for us, but slow down, take our time, and just be connected with another human being. And they feel that energy, and it does calm them down. When I'm escalated, you coming to me escalated does not work. So a lot of de-escalation, redirecting if someone is, in an escalated state, which happens because you're confused, you're frustrated, you don't always know where you are. So having all those trainings is so important, and continued education is great for family members. It's great for the whole community. I made, Sarah made them for me, but little cards for family members to give out when they're out in public, because in our support groups, they would talk about it. I took mom out and she was acting kind of crazy and people were looking at us, and so I had Sarah make little cards that said, my loved one has dementia. for more information and education, go to this website. And it sends them to our website where we have blogs, and it automatically, it's a nice way to de-escalate people that are being judgmental of another one's behavior without any understanding, which I feel like everybody should have that training here in Southwest Florida, because we are the retirement capital of the country. And if an older adult is not acting what you think is normal, there's probably a reason. So I love those cards because it's kind of like, stop staring at me and go educate yourself.